Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
It kind of happened in slow motion. It was like a size of a grapefruit, and we kind of see it come over like this.
You would follow directions, you wouldn't...
Sir?
And then I just started screaming bloody murder. I've never felt anything so painful in my life.
In my courtroom, it's about equity and fairness. You want him to pay $628.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, knock my socks off. Justice should be more than just some foreign concept. I actually want you to learn something. The law talks about something may in fact be true, but can they prove it? And that's what's tough.
Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Rachel Silver claims a lava boat tour turned into a nightmare when the vessel went too close to an active volcano and she was burned as a result. Ms. Silver is suing Tammy Hidalgo in the amount of $563.
All right, Ms. Silver, so you're suing for $563. Prove your case.
Yes. So I'd been to Hawaii twice before, but I had never been to the Big Island. And one of the reasons I really always wanted to go was because of Lava Tour. Mm-hmm. It's where you go on a boat and they go by active volcanoes and you see it. And I've heard it's spectacular. So this time my hotel had suggested Miss Hidalgo's company for the tour. It was.
And you do these tours regularly, ma'am?
Yes.
And how long have you been doing that?
For 8 years.
8 years. And what's involved with these lava tours?
We are getting closer to the lava entry, and it's about 3-hour tour, but it takes us 1 hour to get there.
And is part of the fun and excitement the actual travel towards the lava? Because is it more so once you get to the spot?
We pride on giving the best service to our passengers, and so we encourage them to take a look at the environment, even though it's dark. But I mean, as the sun rises.
Now, why is it so dark?
Because we want to get the best timing when the actual lava comes down.
This person was on the boat with you?
Yes.
Sir, come on up. And what's your last name?
King.
All right. Mr. King, what was your role on the boat?
I'm the skipper of the boat, so pretty much I'm the tourist guide.
Oh, you're the person guiding the people and explaining what's going on.
Exactly.
And Miss Hidalgo, you're actually operating the boat.
Yes.
Ms. Silver is a wonderful person, but she was quite a handful on the trip.
How so?
We're accustomed to people getting excited and leaning over the side of the boat.
Right.
But usually they listen to us when we tell them to stay undercover.
Stay
Silver
undercover. And
Excuse me?
when you say stay undercover, is that what you said?
Stay undercover, under the boat, and stay in the boat, stay inside the boat.
And she was not inside the boat?
No, she did not listen.
What was she doing?
Well, she was, as we approached the lava, she was like a monkey climbing over all the other people to get a better look.
Okay, I got it. And your response to that?
Well, first of all, I'm not a monkey. I'm a woman, so thank you. Second of all, I was not being ridiculous. Everyone was excited. It was about 30 minutes of very choppy water. So everyone was feeling a little, before we actually got to the lava. So we were feeling, I was feeling a little queasy and I made a couple comments, but there were many people on the boat that were also feeling that way. And then finally, after 30 minutes,
yes,
we see the horizon. And then along the horizon, we see like a burst of red glowing light.
Bet you that was very nice.
It was beautiful. It was an amazing experience, and everyone on the boat got excited. It's the first time I've ever seen anything like that.
Okay.
We were kind of going over the side to try to get the best photo.
You were going over the side of the boat.
I mean, my hands over the boat just to take a photo.
That's a yes. You were over. You were beyond the cover.
Right. They never said we couldn't go beyond the cover. They just said we couldn't go over the boat. But my bottom half, obviously, my legs weren't over the boat.
All right.
So I went on to the left-hand side,
Yes.
the port side, to take some photos. And then he actually said over the intercom, I shouldn't be saying this, kind of like with a wink, wink. But we're going to go a little bit closer.
We say that all the time, just because we want the guests to feel important.
All right. So you're not.
We're not really going that close.
We're
not really going that close.
That's what you said.
That's what I said.
Okay,
That's
fair
what
enough.
he said. So he said, we're going to go closer. We're not supposed to, by the Coast Guard rules
Got it.
or
But
whatever.
we really didn't go that close.
Okay. Okay,
Now,
that's fine.
By the Coast Guard, we're supposed to stay 300 yards away from the lava entry, and we make sure we stay 500 yards away.
All right, so you were an additional 200 yards beyond what was required from the Coast Guard.
Yes, our priority is the safety of our passengers.
All right.
Exactly.
So anyways, we get a bit closer, and
Yes.
then all of a sudden that the volcano that we're by kind of belches, if you will. I don't know how you would describe it.
And I kept saying over the intercom, please stay inside the boat. But she wouldn't listen.
Actually, I was inside the boat, if you'll let me finish. Thank you.
Coming up on America's Court.
It kind of happened in slow motion. It was like a size of a grapefruit, and we kind of see it come over like this.
You would follow directions. You wouldn't.
Sir, you're distracting me from hearing what she's trying to tell me.
And later,
She was supposed to pay me something. I asked her if she can at least pay the interest on my credit card loan.
Why would you take out a credit card if you were lending money?
Sir.
If you didn't have it, just say, Auntie, I don't have it.
closed captioning provided by. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Rachel Silver, who is suing Tammy Hidalgo for negligence.
There was a rock, like a flaming rock, that comes,
Behavior was out.
and it kind of happened in slow motion. It was like a size of a grapefruit, and we kind of see it come over like this.
You would follow directions. You wouldn't.
Sir,
Excuse me.
you're distracting me from hearing what she's trying to tell me.
Thank you. So it's like
It's coming in slow
Yeah, it's
motion.
coming in slow motion, and it really was happening in slow motion. And it comes and it hits me in my leg, so nowhere in my upper body. And at first, I'm kind of in shock, and then I just started screaming bloody murder. I've never felt anything so painful in my life.
How far away were you, Mr. King, from her when that happened?
I was over
5
and I
feet,
was
10 feet, 3 feet?
No, we didn't see it.
I'm not talking about what you saw. I was asking Mr. King, how far away was he from?
Yes,
She
Your
was
Honor.
sitting over there with the group of
1 feet,
guests.
1 foot, 3 feet. Was it the same distance you are now? Was he closer?
He was a little bit closer, I would say, maybe.
Would you
like
say
a tad
half the
bit.
distance between?
Maybe 3/4.
Okay.
3/4.
All right, so good enough. So it was somewhere around 15 feet.
Yes.
You were, and then when you saw this happen to her, because you actually were there to see it, right? You were operating the boat.
Yes.
You didn't see what happened.
No, I didn't.
Okay. And then what do you do at that point?
I rushed to her aid to see if she was all right.
Tell me
I asked-
exactly what you did.
Well, I saw her injured and I asked, "Are you all right?"
She
And
got
she said-
burning lava, and you're like,
And I hit the lava off of her. I hit the lava off of her.
you hit the lava, this burning lava, you hit it off with your hand?
I grabbed a stick. I grabbed a stick and I hit the lava off of her so she wouldn't get
Yeah,
burned by it.
it was like some kind of pole. Like
Exactly,
it was like a cleaning. He did come to my
Yes.
aid, but he had like a kind of fishing pole or something, or something you use
It's a
to
fishing
clean the
pole.
boat.
It's a fishing
and
pole.
then he knocked it off of my leg, and it went into the ocean. And then right there was like a crazy blister, like
Immediately.
immediately. I mean, it was, he said himself, 2,000 degree molten lava.
I got that the first time. All right, Ms. Hidalgo, so
Yes.
she's now suing. I take it the 563 reflects the injuries?
It reflects the deductible of my hospital bills.
You have proof of that?
I do.
All right. In the meantime, while you're giving that to Deputy Thomas, what do you want to say, Ms. Hidalgo? Why are you not liable for the injuries Ms. Silver sustained?
First of all, we every passenger that boards tours is required to sign a release form.
You have a copy of that release form?
Yes.
I'll take a look at that. Wow, that injury is, was it, how long after when this injury that you took
That
a
was
photo?
about a couple months after.
I can see that it was still after a few
It was
months.
still bad.
Yeah, that looks pretty serious. Ugh.
It was not fun.
And you had to pay quite a bit.
My insurance covered most of it.
Right, but I see the 563 deductible.
May I add, Your Honor?
Not yet, because I want to take a look at what you gave me here. This is the waiver. All right, is there any particular portion of this?
Yes, all the way at the bottom. So it's a release.
Let's see. You waive discharge claims and release from liability resulting from any injuries and damages, even if caused by negligence, and you agree to hold them harmless. Are you disputing that you signed that?
No, I did sign that, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, by signing that, don't you think that that hinders your case?
I do believe in some sense, if they had followed procedures of the Coast Guard, but because they had said they were going closer, I mean, they said that they didn't actually.
But you're assuming that they didn't follow the procedures if, in fact, they were 500 yards away when the Coast Guard's only required them to be 300 miles
I mean,
away.
that's only based on what they've said. I don't know that for a fact. I didn't see.
You're having to prove the case to me, so you have the burden of establishing that they were closer to 300 yards. But if there's a situation where LawVa just, as you say, belches on your person, I don't know what else they could have done unless you're saying that the whole distance issue was what caused that injury when no one else was injured. Now, had they done something on the boat to cause you injury, even though it says with their negligence, you can't just operate negligently and put in writing, you're not going to hold me responsible, and that just clears it. What I'm looking to see is what did they do that was negligent?
I mean, we didn't have any protective gear at all. If we're going by hot lava, I was wearing shorts. I just want to add that I had to go to the hospital and.
No, I get that you were injured. There's no disputing that. There's no disputing that you sustained out-of-pocket injuries and costs.
Yes.
The question is, are they liable based on what you have shared with me, and also taking into account the waiver that you signed, knowing that lava is hot. The only issue here is that they act negligently. And based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel is going to have to come down in favor of the defendants, unfortunately for you, because I just don't have enough to establish that they somehow didn't do what they needed to do. And I don't have anyone else being injured. Now, if the boat had capsized and other people were experiencing things, but it just sounds like it was a freak accident as it relates specifically to you.
Right. Can I also
Unfortunately,
can I just add that
your matter is dismissed. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
I'm sorry Miss Eva got injured, but I'm happy that the judge saw that it wasn't our fault.
I still think that they're responsible for my injury. Looks like they burned me twice.
Coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
There is no but.
Listen, she agreed
You know
to pay
what? This
something.
is the second time that you said, listen to me. That's not going to work.
Your Honor,
Slow your roll.
I apologize.
Okay.
However.
No, not however. I apologize, period.
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Jackie Rustin claims her aunt suddenly stopped repaying a loan and says she still owed half of the money. Ms. Rustin is suing Linda Breer in the amount of $1,098.
We got a little family squabble here, huh?
Hi, Your Honor.
You're suing your aunt. She owes you money, you want it back.
Absolutely.
And auntie, you don't want to pay this money back.
Your Honor, it's not that I don't want to pay it back.
You do want to pay it back?
Yes.
Oh, then my work is done here. I can leave, right?
Well, no, Your Honor.
No, not so fast, Judge.
It's that she gave me a specific time frame to pay it back, and now she wants me to pay it back soon.
And how long, in your mind, did she give you?
She gave me 12 months.
And the agreement was how much money did you give her expecting a return?
I gave her a loan of $2,000.
$2,000.
She's paid $1,000, and she's forgotten to make the payments for the last 4 months, Your Honor.
Did you pay her one lump sum of $1,000?
No, actually, I paid in payments.
All right. How much were those payments?
I paid her $200 a month.
All right. So that would be 5 months.
Yes.
That you paid $200.
Yes.
And after the 6th month, how much did you pay?
Nothing.
Well, Your Honor, I did not pay her for the 6th month. I had got laid off of my job, so I told her that. And
did she tell you she was laid off?
No, Your Honor. I had to call her and text her, and I finally got a hold of her, and that's when she decided to come with that story.
Coming up on America's Court.
She was supposed to pay me something. I asked her if she can at least pay the interest on my credit card loan.
Why would you take out a credit card if you were lending money?
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Jackie Rustin, who is suing her aunt, Linda Breer, for bad debt.
She was supposed to pay me something. I asked her if she can at least pay the interest on my credit card loan that I took out to actually pay for her daughter's
Why
tuition.
would you take out a credit card if you were lending money?
Sir,
If you didn't have it, just say, Auntie, I don't have it.
I knew I could pay that for the student loan. I'm sorry, for the tuition.
No, Your Honor.
What tuition are we talking about?
Her daughter's tuition, Your Honor.
All right. Had you loaned your aunt money before?
Yes, I've loaned her money lots of times.
And did she pay you back?
She's always paid me back.
She's been very consistent with paying you back.
And she's been consistent this far. Listen, Your Honor, if she would have failed through with the payments like she said.
Hold on a moment. This is not complicated. You have a family member who needs assistance for going to college. That makes sense to me. You have someone in that family that is consistently repaying money when they ask to borrow it. That
Right.
makes sense to me. You have access to money, but you don't have cash available if you need to take out a credit card.
Well,
now, what was the understanding
I
with
was
the credit
able
card?
to take out the credit card, and it would have been a 0% interest loan.
Right.
And I was planning on, with the agreement that we had with her, to pay back every month, something monthly, that I was going to pay down that debt with the money that she was giving
But,
me.
Your Honor.
But she failed to pay that $200 per month.
That's not her problem because
Thank
that's something
you,
that
Your
you
It's
decide.
not her problem,
Thank
but we
you.
agreed
There
to
is
her.
no but.
Listen, she agreed
You know
to pay
what? This
something.
is the second time that you said, listen to me. That's not going to work.
Your Honor,
Slow your roll.
I apologize.
Okay.
However,
No, not however. I apologize, period. And then wait for me to ask you a question.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. Promotional consideration provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross.
You're entitled to get the $2,000 back. You're not entitled to just arbitrarily add an additional aspect of the agreement, which is interest.
Yes.
You stated this is an amount that remains of $1,000, but your complaint says $1,098. Is that 98 reflective of interest?
yes.
That's not going to happen. You will not be getting that $98.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All I'm interested in at this point is the additional $1,000. If the understanding is you have 12 months to pay me, and we're only right now in month 9, she doesn't become in breach until the day after
Thank
the 12th
you, Your Honor.
month.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, I'm going to dismiss the case without prejudice.
Thank you, Your
And
Honor.
what that means is the very next day after that 1 year, if you don't have the rest of your $1,000, refile the case, come back and say, it's been 12 months and a day, where's my money? And if she doesn't provide it for you, then we take it from there. All right? That is the order. Case closed.
Thank you.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
I'm grateful that my niece Jackie helped us out, and I will definitely be paying her back that $1,000.
I've learned not to loan out money to family members, and hopefully one day me and my aunt, we can move past this.
Follow America's Court on Facebook and Twitter. This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.